Hello, everyone. I'm Randy Suarez, aka Silver Crow, and today we're going to talk about the weekend of wrestling from Clash of the Castle to Worlds Collide and All Out. So, further ado, let's get started. So, what do you think of it all this weekend?
Well, first of all, my name is Troy, and I think this whole wrestling weekend has been truly awesome.
That's good.
It's truly
So-
awesome, man.
So, let's go with what happened at Clash of the Castle.
All right.
So, with the pre-show match, which is Madcap Moss and the Street Profit versus Austin Theory and
Alpha Academy.
Academy. I just good. Since you were the one who watched the pre-show instead of me, so
Yeah, I've actually watched the pre-show, and overall, it was actually a pretty good match. You know, a lot of people were playing into like where Austin Theory's mind was at. Was he still going to cash in tonight? Cash in that night. Sorry, I forgot. It happened last night, so forgive me. We're beat. We're beat at this whole wrestling weekend, so you have to forgive me. But the commentators kept mentioning, will he cash in on the main event with Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre? And but overall, the match was great. There were a couple of hot spots in the match, and overall, the Street Profits and Madcap Moss took the win.
all right. I guess the next one is Bailey and Damage Control versus Asuka, Belair, and Alexa Bliss. Now, when it comes to that match, which is a good starter match, it's just the point that I understand that Bailey and Damage Control needed a win.
Yeah, they did.
And it's just one of those situations. Like, I know they needed a win, but do they? It's one of those big questions in my mind. Like, did they need to win? I mean, which I understand they did in hindsight because they lost the chance to get the tag, the women's tag belts.
Yeah, Kai and Scott. They lost that. They lost the finals of the tournament to Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah, which was a pretty bad booking decision from Triple H. I mean, that's his first L, but we know Triple H, he got something brewing up here. He got something brewing, and we trust him.
Yeah, we do.
So
we trust Papa H.
Exactly, we have to. So maybe in the next weeks to come, probably at Extreme Rules, which is 5 weeks away, they'll probably book Kai and Sky. I mean, that kind of sounds a little bit more, Kai and Sky. So, but they have to book them to get their title shot sooner or later, even before Extreme Rules. That way they can get there. That way they can get the title. That way they get Damage Control, get all the titles. With like Kai and Sky get the tag titles, then Bianca and Bayley are gonna run another one for the Raw Women's title this time. Because remember, last year they fought for the SmackDown Women's title, and now this is different because Bayley been out for a year.
A year and I think a few months.
Yeah, a year and a few months. Like, she got injured in July, I believe, last year during training. So,
well, personally, I still think it's a little bit too early for them to get it. As of right now, I said probably around November or December, like SummerSlam, or if they're gonna have it this year, TLC, which I highly doubt.
You highly doubt that they'll have a TLC.
Yeah,
you highly doubt that.
But at the end of the day, the match was a good starting match.
It was,
because again, I still question, for them having that as a starting match, but I don't. After that, I really don't doubt it. So I guess the next one is. I know this is gonna be hard for you, man.
I mean, as much as
I understand, but for legal reasons, I understand why they changed his name, which is the match between Gunther, aka Walter,
versus Sheamus.
Now that, as we both agree, is the match of the night.
It was 20 minutes of stiff, hard-hitting, just brutality with these two, man. It's like, and then even the beginning was great because you had Giovanni Vinci, formerly known as Fabian Eichner, come accompany Ludwig Kaiser and Gunther to the ring, reforming Imperium. So maybe in the near future we can see Imperium versus the Brawling Brutes.
Unless WWE ever introduce a trios title, which to me personally they don't need to, because other companies, as we're going to discuss later on in this video, is they also have trios titles, but it works for them.
Yeah.
For a company who's been around this long, it really doesn't. You know, most of their time on regular shows, like on a certain channel and the other channel, they mostly run 6-man tag matches.
Yes.
Which is get tiring after a while, but overall, that match, like you said, just straight up stiff, strike.
And it came to, sorry to cut you off, but it came to a point where Gunther was just laying chops into Sheamus to a point where Sheamus was already like getting red in the chest, and you could tell Gunther's chops are so impactful. You think that your soul left your body.
Straight to the gulag, like
yeah, exactly.
Like, what if Chris took Gunther's chops, like he did with Tommy Breeze
and Sean Spears
and the Class, because he had to get sent to the hospital after that.
Yeah, to risk infection.
Yeah, I'm like, God, it was like this whole entire part just red and scarred.
At this point, if Chris Van Vliet would have took a chop from Gunther, somebody would have to play in this room.
Yeah.
But overall, you know, the match between Gunther and Sheamus for the IC title, definitely, I would go back and watch that match. That's a match I could actually go back and watch.
Yeah, definitely. And personally, you know, a lot of people wanted Sheamus to win. We kind of figured that Gunther was going to win it, because we don't see the point of him losing at this time.
Yeah, this soon.
Yeah, he just got it not even, 3 months ago?
Yeah, about 3 months ago. Because, you know, last champ was Ricochet, and they gave it to Gunther because the higher ups they're pretty high on Gunther right now.
Yeah, very high.
Because Gunther had to slim down. I mean, he was like, I think 290 something. He had to cut at least like 40 pounds, and he was in phenomenal shape. But overall, like I said, the whole match, the storytelling to that match was great. It's good. I wouldn't mind seeing these two running back.
Definitely. So I guess the next one is Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler, and that match was basically the slow of the evening, or I guess since we're on the U.S. time, the morning. Even though me and you discussed this earlier that it didn't play out as well as we thought, it's due to their size, but they made it work.
Yeah.
And this is Liv Morgan's first clean victory
over Shayna. I mean, yeah, that right there was shocking to me, because I thought, to me, that, you know, Shayna was gonna, you know, get the win here, because she was floundering around for 2 years. She was floundering around, and Triple H just said, you know what? I need the Shayna Baszler of old. I need the Shayna Baszler that dominated NXT. Twice she was women's champion, NXT women's champion. I need that Shayna Baszler. And we kind of got that. But here's my take on the downside of Liv Morgan. When she won the title at Money in the Bank, it was a feel-good moment. You know, she earned it, and it was a feel-good moment for everybody who's Liv Morgan fans. I'm not really a big fan, but I like Liv Morgan. But the downside to it is the moveset that she has, and the way she's I wouldn't say being portrayed as the champ at the moment, but it's just like she don't have that star power to make, like, to be that champion.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like above average at best. And like, don't get me wrong, she's improved a lot over the years. She's improved a lot, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
But when it comes to somebody like Shayna, they try to make her believable. But at the same time, you know, I was looking at the match and it was like, you know, she's not really a believable SmackDown Women's Champion.
Okay, I give you that. What I can say to that she can improve on that is she needs to get out of I guess how the wrestling people put the honeymoon stage.
The honeymoon stage.
Them winning the title. The thing is, once you get out of that, your movements start to improve a little bit more because you're like, oh, people are coming for this title.
Mm-hmm.
I need to step up.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, she has been stepping up, but little by little, but not enough just yet.
It's not enough.
We need a hungry Liv Morgan who wants to keep her title at any cost.
Yeah.
You know, because her first two title defense was literally against Ronda Rousey, and that was questionable at best.
Yeah, it was, especially at SummerSlam, because a lot of people thought she was going to lose at SummerSlam, but for some reason, Ronda had her in the armbar, and then meanwhile, Liv done shifted her way to pin her, and once the ref counted 2, Liv tapped out before the ref counted 3. And didn't notice that Ronda's shoulder was down.
Yeah.
But he didn't see the tap, because, you know, he was so focused on Ronda's shoulders, he didn't look up and see Liv Morgan tapped out. Liv tapped out. So,
yeah.
But yeah, those two were questionable. But this one, like you said, she won clean. She didn't do no shenanigans. Now that I give her. But like you said, to improve on what Liv Morgan can do, she got to realize people are coming for her. Just like on Raw side thing, they coming for Bianca, and she's proven that. You know, Liv needs to do the same thing.
Because Survivor Series is coming up, and most likely it's going to be Bianca versus Liv Morgan. So, and they need somebody to come back Bianca. So most likely it's still going to be Liv Morgan by that time. But if it is, Liv Morgan needs to step up. But to move on, I know this one. Edge versus
Rey Mysterio.
So Edge and Rey Mysterio versus the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Now,
this match was fun. It was fun.
But we all called it at the end that one, Edge and Rey is going to win. 2, that Dominic is going to basically turn heel.
Yeah.
Now, we'll see how that's going to play out tomorrow on Monday Night Raw. But at the end of the day, even though it does feel like a win for Rey and Edge, but also
they took a nail.
And it feels more a win for the Judgment Day. Now, I don't know if Dominic is getting kind of, mesmerized. I'm putting it that way.
Now if you're talking about the thing with Rhea Ripley, I mean,
hey man, I said it the best before. With that, so mommy, dummy.
but on the downside, a lot of people were,
like you said, they were body shaming him for him taking off his shirt when he's leaving, which makes no sense.
Yeah,
just like
but at the same time, it's a long time coming for Dominic to turn heel, basically. And I kind of compare this heel turn to the late great Eddie Guerrero's heel turn on Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, with his mullet and mustache. Yeah.
Well, the 2005 heel turn with Eddie Guerrero was a little bit more brutal because he clotheslined him, then he started stomping him out. Then he took the bottom portion of the steps. I think it was in the top of the bottom. It was one of those parts.
Man.
Did a delayed vertical brainbuster, and the mask was ripped up too. He was bleeding, and the mask was ripped up. Delayed vertical brainbuster. Man. All Dominic just did just kick Edge in the ball so hard his shoe came off.
Yeah, one day he gave Edge the look. Like Edge was looking at him, you mother. Why?
Dude. Yeah, exactly. And then Ray was talking about please, please. And they're like, yeah, Dominic, yeah, I'm sorry.
My face. But anyway,
and then Finn Balor and Judgment Day laughing their ass off. Like
they have what's the word? Nelson moment from The Simpsons. So anyway, but again, that felt like a win and loss at the same time, which is a good way for them to book that match. So next one is the very personal one: Seth and Matt Riddle.
Man,
Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle. I did not expect that to be personal. Man. Like that personal. I have not been watching Monday Night Raw ever since the bullshit. Even after Vince too, I still have not been watching it. But I've been catching highlights, and want to show more of the highlights during the show before the match. I did not expect,
Yeah, you really didn't expect it to go that far.
No, so as y'all may not know, that Matt Riddle has been him and his wife have been divorced, and Riddle has a habit of running his mouth.
Yeah, he kind of does.
The years since he's been here.
Yeah. Ever since he's been in WWE, he kind of rubbed people the wrong way. Now I get it. And then when they paired him with Randy Orton had to make him chill for a little bit.
Yeah, but Randy Orton ain't here.
Yeah, I know he's not here. Get well soon, Randy. Hoping to see you return. But yeah, Riddle just came off that. He's like, oh, I'm that dude. This. I mean, look, I get it. He's a world champion caliber main eventer, upper mid card at best. And one day we want to see him win the WWE, title or the Universal title. But he's got to tone down that attitude backstage, and that's what a lot of people complain about. And Seth picked up on that.
Yeah, because his Riddle's wife basically body shamed
Becky,
his Seth Rollins' current wife, because at the time when Seth and Becky was dating, that's when the whole thing started technically.
Yeah.
And
that's what Seth said, he didn't want to work with him.
No, he didn't want to work with him. He's a professional. He just don't want to deal with the bullshit.
Yeah.
Pardon my language. But he did not want to deal with the BS on the entire. Because, first of all, he understands that, hey, you're married, you're going to stick up for your wife, and that's fine. But there's certain things you need to know to keep your mouth shut.
Exactly.
Don't go after someone else's significant other with no good reason.
Yeah, exactly. And then it led to then it led to all the fights, and then that infamous backstage segment where Seth Rollins had to unleash the Black Force energy, Black Air Force energy.
He just like, hey, you still there?
He was like, I was like,
oh, wait, what? I did not expect you to get so personal.
Exactly, man.
So then you have, of course, Matt Riddle coming out, the usual stuff and everything.
He was gonna F him up and all that. I'm like, yo, this match really cool. And sure enough, it did. Now, I still question Seth Rollins' ring gear at times. Like, this man came out looking like him from the Powerpuff Girls.
And also Elton John and a fucking Pokemon. But anyway, the right guy won, but I think it's far from over.
Yeah, it's definitely far from over. So I can see another match at Extreme Rules.
Definitely. So,
and it has to be an Extreme Rules match. It can't be just another wrestling match.
Yeah.
It can't.
And this one, I even say if they ever go for another one, Riddle has to win this.
Yeah, he has to.
Yeah. But, so anyway, to the next one, which is the main event for Clash of the Castle. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Now they teased us with his opening or his entrance. They teased us. They thought we were gonna get the full him coming out to Broken Dreams, but we didn't. We got a 1 minute trailer of stuff that he'd been through were broken dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Then he came out to his current theme song. Don't get me wrong. Like you said earlier, this also was contender of match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
If part of it wasn't going very slow, they got picked up for the last 15 minutes of the match.
Yeah.
Now, personally, like I think all of us could have agreed that Drew should have won.
Yeah, Drew. Yeah, man. The man should have won, man. Like the moment was right there. He hit Roman with his own finish. Then he hit him with a Claymore. But they said the Usos had problems, but they didn't mention another Uso was gonna be there. In comes the Usos' younger brother, Solo Sikoa.
And this man supposed to be on the shelf, injured.
I mean, well, you can tell he's injured because we saw the knee brace. He was injured.
Yeah, but it seemed like this was a last minute thing.
Yeah, because
a very last minute. Hey, I need you to come. I know you're injured, but I need you to stall time. Knowing that fact, Drew McIntyre, if he ever let's finish like, what if Solo Sikoa comes back to NXT injured? This man Drew gonna find this man and just beat the crap out of him.
Obviously. Oh, but then the other like the other key parts that happened in this match. Austin Theory tried to cash in again, and he got sent to the gulag by Tyson Theory. Hence to why Roman was talking with Tyson Fury backstage. I think he told Tyson Fury like, "Hey, I got this I got this guy that want to try and cash in. You think you can handle that for me?" And Tyson probably said, hey, you my home country, I got you, And sure enough,
he called him the Gypsy King for a reason.
Exactly.
Gypsy King.
Yes,
boom.
Exactly. Just knocked Austin Theory's soul out of his body. And then Karrion Kross, I would say he played a factor. He did a little bit, but he didn't interfere. He just got in Drew's face and he left.
Yeah.
That was it. But it won't be over. It won't be over with. Yeah. Because
most likely they will drop the title to Drew, and most likely Austin Theory will have failed cash in, which personally I think it would be a waste. So that's why I'm hoping they do make Theory defend that cash in and give it to someone else that, we'll probably put this in more better use.
Yeah.
But we discussed before, that if Roman Reigns is going to be the main event at WrestleMania, he does not need the titles. The title will be irrelevant against,
Right.
The title don't need to be on it does not need to be on the line.
No. I mean, not facing the Rock. No. It's all about the legacy. It's all about the family. It's all about who's the true head of the table.
Yeah.
So, but night one, I probably if they want to make Roman defend the title, he has to do it on night one. He has to do it on night one. Yeah. Night two, he don't need him.
Yeah.
Now night one, he will have to defend against a returning Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think that's the person that should come back at the Royal Rumble and win it, because it would be a waste that Cody comes back at WrestleMania, did this promo the night after WrestleMania talking about he was going to win it for his daddy. God rest his soul, Dusty Rhodes. And you sit there and just kill the momentum he has. Because Cody wouldn't go start off a rival promotion to build his stock up in order to go back. Yeah. And he did admit Triple H was his favorite wrestler.
Yeah.
So, man, you like I said, you would have to make Roman do double duty. You have to. So. But it all has to start with the Usos losing the title. Basically, the extension of the bloodline. This is how I would do it. We all know, Solo just came in the game.
Yeah.
Got called up to SmackDown. We all know he's gonna kick Sami Zayn out of the bloodline because Sami Zayn ain't blood. He ain't family. So you get the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
I would book that match probably at Mania if they decide, but they probably might do it early. So I would book Sami and KO versus the Usos, maybe at Extreme Rules, maybe at probably the Survivor Series. I don't know.
Yeah.
You take the title off the Usos, that's when the decision of the bloodline starts to come unfold.
Yeah.
Because Paul Heyman really can't he can only give so much wisdom as he can to try to keep the bloodline together.
Yeah.
But once that happens, you can kind of X him out at this point. And then Roman gonna start talking shit. Don't say, excuse my language, but Roman gonna start talking crap about y'all had a reign, y'all only had one job to do, and that's hold down the line, hold down the bloodline, hold down the fort. Y'all was supposed to be tag team champions until you say you was gonna, take it away from you.
Yeah.
Then you have Solo. Solo would have to step in and defend his brothers.
Mm-hmm.
He would have to literally defend his brother like, hey, look, I know we family, but you ain't finna come up in my brother's face like that. Just because they lost, that don't mean you can do that. And then, Romo start talking down on Sikoa. And he gonna be like, man, what have you done ever since you got here?
Yeah.
I'm the only one that got these titles. This, that, and the third. What do you want to do? He like, man, you got something right there that I want. Because you gotta think about Solo said he wants to be his own man. He don't want to be in the shadows of his brother and his family. He want to make his own name.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the reason of the downfall is Solo because he wanted to break that group up from within.
So that'd be a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
So, well, that's gonna be it for the Clash of the Castle. So the next one is Worlds Collide 2022 for NXT and NXT UK. So, all in all, for this pay-per-view, what do you thought of? Technically, this wrestling event. What do you thought about
it? It exceeded my expectations. Like I said, I haven't really kept up with both versions of NXT. Well, like ever since the NXT rebranded to be NXT 2.0, I saw like a few episodes, and I saw like potential superstars. The Braun Breakers, the Carmelo Hayes, the Grayson Rawlers. Just to name a few. But after that, I just stopped watching completely. So this is like my first time actually checking out a Worlds Collide with the new NXT versus the NXT UK, which I haven't seen since. So,
well, it's been a while for me since I watched NXT in general. But let's start out with the first match for Worlds Collide, which is Carmelo Hayes versus Ricochet.
And man, that was an opener for you. That was an opener, man.
That was a great opener.
Yeah, it was, man. Like these two had chemistry set right when they started the match. The chemistry was on point. You know what I'm saying? And then Carmelo Hayes with all the shirts that he had that he done beat with the past people that he done beat for the North American line, like Cameron Grimes, Pete Dunne, Johnny Gargano, Grayson Waller, just to name a few.
Yeah.
Giovanni Vinci, that's the last person he beat. And then he had Ricochet coming down in the front entrance. I was like, okay. Now with Carmelo, I see a bright future in him. I do. And he could be a top guy for Raw or SmackDown, depending on where you put him.
Yeah.
But overall, the match was solid, even though it was some screwy,
brouhaha.
Yes, yeah, thank you. Brouhaha, pretty much. Well, it's more than
shenanigans.
Yeah, shenanigans. It was a pretty solid match. It was solid. Like I said, both of them had chemistry, and it went smooth, just like it was smooth sailing like a wave. It just went like this. So that whole match, Carmelo Hayes retains the NXT North American title. You got to find like at least the right person to take that title off of him, or I think they may unify. They may do another unification soon with the NXT champion, which we'll get to in a little while. So,
well, personally, if they get some more new fresh blood to take away the title off from them, as you know, there's rumors going around that Marty Scurll, the villain, is training in the Performance Center. Now, they haven't confirmed this. It's just a rumor. But I'm personally hoping it's true because we haven't seen him since the, starting to come out.
Yeah, speaking out movement.
Yeah, but we're not gonna go fully into that.
No.
If you're not, just look it up on Google and you find out. So the next match, ironically, is Gallus, Pretty Deadly, and the Creed Brothers, and versus
Brooks and Jensen
in a fatal 4-way tag team match to unify the tag titles for both UK and NXT in general. Now, this one, it caught me off guard, especially what happened with Roderick Strong. I've kind of figured, probably someone another outside interference, beat up Roderick Strong and send him to the hospital. I did not expect the person he brought in,
Damon Kemp,
to do that.
Yeah, to screw over the Creed brothers. Because honestly, I was just getting here, so like I said, you probably would have a little bit more, more insight than I had. I was just getting here. So.
Yeah.
But I just came in to see Pretty Deadly holding both belts. Like, I'm sitting here saying, like, what the hell? So I would have to go back and watch that match. Yeah. But I heard it was pretty good.
Yeah, the match in general was a roller coaster, and it seemed like it was no type of order. And to me personally, they could have just made it a tornado tag match. And whoever got the first pin to count to 3 or tap out wins. Or they could have simply just made it into like a
elimination style.
Yeah, they could have made what they did already made it to elimination style. They could have made it an elimination style inside a cage.
But it was possible, but at the same time, everybody can't fit in the cage like that.
True. But we're not gonna stick to this match for so long because one, he has not fully watched it. Two, it was a roller coaster, and he will see what I mean.
Yeah.
So the next match is literally to unify both NXT and NXT UK women's titles. Mandy Rose, the current at the time NXT women's champion, versus Mako Satomura, and Blair Davenport to unify these titles. And I was hoping for Mako. I was really hoping, but Mandy Rose isn't that bad of a choice because she had improved a lot.
Yeah, she has.
And I've had time to think about it, and yet I do think the right person won those titles in general. She was already NXT Women's Champion. Might as well add the UK title onto her too as well.
Yeah.
It would add more people to target that too as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can probably still see Blair Davenport going at the Mandy. You can see Nikita Lyons going at the Mandy. You can probably see Cora Jade, Roxanne, just to name a few. You know what I'm saying? But I think the next feud for Mandy Rose, since she's holding both belts, is Nikita Lyons.
Yeah.
Because she is a hot favorite right now. Everybody is drooling over her, even both of us. I mean, you can't judge us.
Hey man,
you can't judge us, man.
Hey man, if you see someone like that walking down the street, all you can say is "Holy damn!" So
exactly.
But the right person won, which was Mandy Rose. So moving on is for the NXT Women's Tag Team title, which I don't know how to pronounce their names.
Katana Chance and Kaden Carter
versus Nikki Ash and Doudrop, which I prefer Piper Niven.
Yeah.
So, and that match was a good halt point for the excitement.
Mm-hmm.
No one was gonna come after that one.
Yeah.
And that match played out what I thought it would play out. You know, they go back and forth, and shenanigans happen. And
with toxic, you know,
with
toxic attraction,
you know, helping for their interest.
Yeah, for their interest, because you know they're gonna want the titles back, and then that way they can have Mandy holding both belts and toxic attraction holding the tag titles. So.
Yeah.
But overall, the match, like you said, was good to a whole.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to give Katana Chance and Katie Carter a bit of a lengthy run. I'll probably give about 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months tops. I give it to them.
Yeah. So let's move on to the main event: Braun Breaker versus
Tyler Bate,
the strongest short man ever, for the NXT and the NXT UK championship. Championship? Pardon me. But anyway, I was hoping for Tyler Bate to win personally, which, like you said earlier, since Braun Breaker technically is the future, but at the same time, I still stand by that Tyler needs the win more.
I mean, yeah, like I said, I agree with you, but if they wanted to focus on Tyler Bate would have been in the current NXT instead of NXT UK. Mm-hmm. But Tyler gave Braun a wrestling match.
Yeah,
he made Braun wrestle, and honestly,
he made him think.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Braun has never wrestled somebody with that style, you know, with the catch style wrestling, technical prowess and all of that, man. And we seen how Tyler Bate was just a kid coming in 2017.
Yeah, when he first won
he won the NXT UK title in the finals against Pete Dunne. He was the first champion. Now at that time they thought it was the right move, but
it wasn't the right. Hindsight, in a way.
Yeah, in hindsight, they was like, let's give it to Pete Dunne. Because Pete Dunne was more of the, like, he could put asses in seats pretty much. Mm-hmm. And hence to him becoming one of the longest reigning champions in the modern era. Until a certain someone
let it go. Just let it go, man. Trust me, I know. Trust me. Just let it go.
Okay.
So it will be it for this video. There will be a part 2, which we end up doing in a few. So hold on, be patient. So till next time, peace out.